So students, in my previous lecture, I explained you about geometric progression. And there I taught you that the expression for Sn, I would write here Gp, continued. Okay. So what did I write here? The expression was Sn as A r n minus 1 upon r minus 1, and r was greater than 1. Or second expression was A 1 minus Rn upon 1 minus R was less than 1. And I also told you that if R is equal to 1, then Sn is undefined or indeterminate. Okay. Now I wanted to further expand this. Now suppose n tends to infinity. That means we want the sum of this series for infinite terms. And r is less than 1. So since r is less than 1, then as n tends to infinity, r raised to the power n tends to 0. So if this expression where r, this expression would become s infinity as a 1 minus 0 upon 1 minus r. Possibly many of you might get confused as to how r raised to the power n tends to 0. For that reason, you take some example. Let us say r is equal to 1 upon 5. So what will be r square? R square would be 1 upon 5 into 1 upon 5, that is 1 upon 25. R cube would be 1 upon 125. So you see, it is decreasing. Similarly, if you take likewise r infinity, so you would get 0. Okay. So your formula for s infinity becomes a upon 1 minus r. So remember this. So I gave you 3 formulas based on which let us try to solve certain problems. Let us now take yet another example. Say question 1. Find the 10th and nth term of the GP 5, 25, 125, and so on. Okay. So let us try to understand what we have learned in theory earlier. So what is my A? A is 5. So what is AR? AR is 25. So if I divide AR by A, so I will say that it is 25 by 5. So what is my R? R is also 5. Now what is my series? The series is AR, AR square, AR cube, comma AR n minus 1. So now I am asked what? I am asked 10th term. That means I want A10, A10. So what will be my A10? A10 would be, now the term has to be A R n minus 1. So what was A? That was 5 times R was also 5 and n was 10 minus 1. So I will get 5 times 5 raised to the power 9. So my answer would be, what would be my A10? A10 would be 5 raised to the power 9 plus 1, which is 5 raised to the power 10. Okay. Okay. So let us now what was asked? We were also asked an. So an would be arn minus 1. So what will I get? 5 times 5 raised to the power n minus 1. So it will be 5, 1 plus n minus 1. So I will get as 5 to the power n, an. So this is how we can solve. Let us try to do one more question. Say question number 2. Say in a GP, the third term is 24 and the sixth term is 192. Now the question is find the 10th term. Find the 10th term. So how do you find? So we know GP third term is 24. So third term bole to A3. A3 is 24. So A3, what would be A3? So let's write the general term. AN is AR n minus 1. So A3 would be what? A3 would be AR, and that is 3 minus 1. So AR square. Okay. So what is my AR square as? The third term is 24. So let's write down 24. Let's make it equation 1. And then it is saying that A6. So A6 would be AR 6 minus 1. So we'd say AR 5, which is equal to what? 192. Let's say this is second equation. Now what shall I get? Let us divide AR5 by AR square. So it will be 192 upon 24. Okay. So if you cut it, what you would get it? 8. So you get AR, here A also get cancelled. So R cube is 8, which means R is equal to 2. All right. Now, since we are asked to find 10th term, so first you know what is your A. So since AR square is 24, which means A would be 24 upon R square, which means 24 upon R square will be 4. So it is 6. So now you know what is the value of A. So what is my A10 now? We have been asked to find out A10. So A10 would be AR 10 minus 1. So what was my value of A? A was 6 and R was 2 times 2 raised to the power 10 minus 1 is 9. Okay. So what is my answer? 3 times 2 times 2 raised to the power 9, or we can say 3 times 2 raised to the power 10. So this is my A10. And if you calculate, this would be 3072. That is your A10. So that's how you can utilize your knowledge to find out problems. Let us do few questions on how to find the sum of the series. Let's say I have another question. I have a series 1 plus 2 by 3 plus 4 by 9 plus and so on. We are asked to find the sum of n terms. Find sum of n terms and sum of 5 terms of the geometric series. Okay, so let's understand this series. So what does the series give us? The information. The first term a is 1. Just by seeing we can know. And what is my r? R is 2 upon 3 upon 1, which is same as 4 upon 9 upon 2 upon 3. So I would get my answer of r as 2 upon 3. Now, what is my summation of n terms? Now, since r is less than 1, clearly क्या पता लग रहा है? R is less than 1. So what should be my formula for Sn? Sn should be a 1 minus r power n upon 1 minus r. So a, what is a? A is 1 and 1 minus 2 upon 3 power n and 1 minus 2 upon 3. So we will get 1 minus 2 upon 3 will be 1 upon 3. So I will get 3 times 1 minus 2 upon 3 raised to the power n and then bracket close. That is my Sn. So now that we are asked S5, so how would I find it? So it will be 3, 1 minus 2 raised to the power 5 upon 3 raised to the power 5. Okay. So we shall get 3, okay, 1 minus 2 raised to the power 5 would be how much? So it will be 32 upon 243. So this would be how much? So this would be 3 times 211 upon 243. So okay, so we can cancel this and I will get 81. So answer would be 211 upon 81. So that is my S5. Okay, so we got it. So likewise, we should try to find our answers to such problems. Let us take yet another typical problem. Say one more question. Say the sum of first 3 term of a GP is 13 upon 12 and their product is -1. Find the common ratio and the terms. Now, such questions, little tricky, but here you have to remember if there are 3 terms, you have to say that let the 3 term be what you will say a upon r a ar as a standard. For 3 terms, you will use them as standard. So first condition is what? First condition is that sum of first 3 terms, that means a upon r plus a plus ar is 13 upon 12. And the second condition is what? The multiplication of the product a upon r multiplied by a multiplied by ar. It is how much? -1. So did you see that I can cancel the r? So I got a cube equal to -1, which means a is equal to -1. So if I put this a as -1, I would get this as what I would get? -1 upon r plus -1 plus minus r minus r equal to 13 upon 12. Now, if I have to solve this, what I'm going to get? -1 upon r minus 1 minus r as 13 upon 12. So what I will get? I can possibly write -1 minus r square upon r equal to 13 upon 12. Or let us cross multiply. -12 minus 12r minus 12r square equal to 13r. So here, what you would get? You would get 12r square, and then you will get plus 25r, and then plus 12 equal to 0. So now this is a quadratic equation, and 12r square plus 25r plus 12. So you can solve this equation. You say you will get it 12 you would say 12 times 12 as 144, and then 144 is 2 times 2 times 3 times 2 times 2 times 3. So you have 16 and 20, 16 and 9. So you can write this 12r square plus 16r plus 9r plus 12 equal to 0. Now what is it that I'm going to get? We can take 4r as common. So you'll get 3r plus 4 plus 3 common, 3r plus 4. So what would you get? 4r plus 3 into 3r plus 4 equal to 0. So 4r plus 3 equal to 0, which means r is -3 upon 4. And for the other value, when 3r plus 4 is 0, then r would be -4 upon 3. So you get case 1. What is case 1? When r is equal to -3 by 4. Okay. So what would be your GP? Your GP would be 4 upon 3 times -1 and comma 3 by 4. What you need to do is simply put a as well as r, because now you have all the values. Okay. So you got a as well as r. Simply put the value. And then in case 2, what would you get when your r is -4 upon 3? So your series will get flipped 3 by 4, comma -1, comma 4 by 3. How do you get series? As we asked you earlier, that my series was a by r, comma a, comma ar. So simply put a as well as r value, and you will get your series as this. So I'm sure students, you must have learned this concept of GP. In my next video, I will come back to you with more problems and with more solutions. Thank you very much. Love you all.